Hello, it's Echo, and welcome to another video. I have made my fair share of fan art, especially here on my channel. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you know, I'm a fan of a particular game. Anyways, the point is you make fan art for things that you enjoy. But today I thought it would be a good idea to spin that idea completely around. Now this could be either the best idea I've ever had or the worst idea I've ever had. You be the judge. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. The Amazing Digital Circus. After donning a virtual reality headset, a woman becomes trapped in a circus-themed computer game inhabited by the artificial intelligence Kane, his assistant Bubble, and 6 other trapped humans, Jax, Rakatha, Gangle, Kinger, Zubul, and Kaufmo. Pomni, the main character, starts off as very high-strung and tense. She feels very anxious and overwhelmed in the beginning, and she shows immense empathy towards the others, understanding that they're in the same boat as her. Eventually, she comes to terms with reality that there may not be a way to escape this virtual world. Out of the 2 fandoms that I'll be discussing in this video, I'm actually most familiar with this one. I recently finished the whole series, so now I can actually get a grasp on what this character is actually like. I know Pomni is kind of a fan favorite online, but I really didn't understand the hype around her. And before you comment your hate comments, hear me out. As a first-time viewer, and I did go into this series very negatively just because the fandom online is a little bit, you know, aggressive, I really just didn't enjoy her character all that much. I wish there was more to her character than just being scared and confused. But yeah, that's kind of the general gist of the character and the show. So for this piece, I wanted her to look very scared, very anxious, and I also wanted there to be a kind of creepy or eerie feeling going on in the background for why she feels this way, because the show is focusing kind of on like a mental torture. It's not that crazy or anything. Like if you haven't watched it, I wouldn't really say it's like scary or anything, but it is a little bit dark psychologically because again, she is trapped in this virtual world. Like you go from being a human to being essentially a video game character, and all these crazy things are happening, and it's scary and confusing. So I decided to put her face in the background as well. Now let's move on to the next fandom and the next character, Cerci from Epic the Musical. Epic the Musical is 9 sagas that tell the story of Odysseus, king of Ithaca. The story follows Odysseus' journey home from Troy. Now, you may be thinking that I was going to do the main character, Odysseus, right? Well, I was going to, but I thought that would be a little bit too obvious, so I decided to switch it up and do a kind of side character, Cerci. Now, I did a little bit of research, but it's kind of difficult to understand and grasp this when I haven't actually seen the musical myself. You know, hence the point of this video. So please forgive me if I get some little details wrong, but as I understand, Cerci is a divine sorceress that will do anything to protect her island, and she shows a big soft spot for genuine people. And I actually did see the main part of the story that she's in where Odysseus shows up at her island and she actually turns 2 of his men into pigs. And she was going to turn Odysseus into a pig as well, and she tries to seduce him, but he is calling out for his wife Penelope, and so she decides to let him and his men be free. I'm pretty sure her main thing is to show the true colors in people, so if you're unfaithful, if you're greedy, stuff like that, she finds that out and then she punishes you for it. Again, I haven't listened to the full musical myself, so feel free to educate me in the comments below, but I was really interested in this character. Now, there are no like 100% concrete depictions of any of these characters except for the fan-made animations for the musical, and you can watch all of those here on YouTube. So I took heavy inspiration from the artists that did the animations, and I will pop some pictures up here on screen so you can understand where I got this design from. I wanted her to look very soft and very ethereal, very warm and inviting, and I think I did that pretty well. I had so much fun drawing her really long flowy hair because I never really draw things like that. And I tried to keep all of the tones very warm. And for the background, I decided to layer some flowers in the background because she has flowers in her hair. And also there's a flower on her skirt, but you can't really see it in my drawing. With her hair and her skin tone, I tried to lean more pink than yellow because I think those hues really complement her overall vibe. I struggled with this pose just a tiny bit in the beginning you might have seen me mess around with the hands and try and do something a little bit different with them a few times because these positions were just a little difficult for my brain to compute. I don't know why, especially this bottom hand. I'm pretty sure I just ended up cropping that out because I didn't want to deal with it. I'm adding some highlights and some depth to her hair, and this was so much fun. I loved adding the warmer tones to the hair. It really made her pop. Doing the gold details was a little bit difficult because I couldn't quite find a tone that I wanted to use. Like, I felt like it was too gray and it was too yellow. Like, I didn't want it to lean too gray and dull, and I didn't want it to look like cheese. Let me know if you guys also have that problem with drawing gold, because I feel like that's always my dilemma. I think adding some shine really helped make it look not so dull and not so much like cheese. At least I hope that helped. I'm not really sure. I really wish I would have done this in a different pose, maybe with her standing up and showing full body, because I wish I would have shown how beautiful her gorgeous skirt is that she wears. And also, it is kind of tied up in a corner with a flower, and I thought that was really cute. And here I am adding some highlights and some back glow and some finishing details, and we are done. Let's get on to the reveal. And here are both of the pieces. Here is Pomni and here is Cerci. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!